Hola gente, muy buenas, bienvenidos a Gogner Games. Continuamos en el Testamento de Sherlock Holmes después de examinar la escena del crimen y ahora nos tocaría volver a Baker Street, imagino que para examinar las pruebas. Vale, ahí es donde estamos. Y sí, yo diría que sí, que Sherlock también es medio CSI, por así decirlo. Conocimientos de química.
We have crossed London at a breakneck speed. We could have knocked someone over, and naturally I had to pay the cabbie out of my own pocket.
Watson, stop complaining. We have to analyze the clues found at the bishop's house.
Vamos a ver. Ácido. Vale. Instrumental para separar cosas. Agua. Nada más. Bueno, empecemos.
I have cut a small piece off the rope. That should be enough. This rope is only worn on one side.
Bueno, iremos probando.
A lot of fragments of black stone are wedged into this rope. Their color seems unnatural, but they are too small for me to examine them. Black and damp earth. This rope is only worn on one side. This rope is only...
Vale.
I can see something. No, I can't do that.
Esto es más para piedra, sobre todo.
No, I can't do that.
A ver, imagino que tengo que separar esto.
No, I can't do that.
Pinzas otra vez. Vale, joder.
No, I can't do that. No, I can't do that.
Nah.
No, I can't do that.
Bueno,
No, I can't do that.
probemos otro.
This fragment of stone is very smooth, and it seems to be of a peculiar quality. I shall have to strip it with one of my products.
Aquí sí que
This
ácido.
stone appears to be the same as those found within the rope's fibers.
Agua.
No, I can't.
No.
This stone is granite, covered in black paint. The fragments found in the rope and this piece of granite come from the same place. There is something written on this scalpel. I should clean it. No, I can't do that. I can make out WCCH. What do the initials stand for? How many hospitals are there in the Whitechapel area, Watson?
If we count public dispensaries, enough to keep us busy for an entire month. Did this scalpel come from a hospital?
Yes, as the initials WCCH engraved upon it show us. We must think on how best to
Whitechapel.
deal with this. We do not have the time to investigate every hospital in Whitechapel.
El dedito.
Tooth marks,
Sí, córtalo
rather
más,
deep
hombre.
ones. I'd say of incisors and a canine. Tooth marks, rather deep. No, I can't do that.
No.
Black and damp earth under the nail. Interesting.
Tierra en las uñas.
I can see.
A ver,
I must
eso.
compare the samples of earth that I.
Vale, imagino que tendremos que comparar las dos
Fragments
muestras de
of
tierra.
skin. A phalanx. This finger wasn't cut off. It was ripped off.
Bite marks on this severed finger. I am afraid of the significance.
The thieves didn't get what they wanted. When they were faced with the bishop's refusal to cooperate, one of the gang shook his finger at him to indicate that he was responsible for his unfortunate state.
And the
Joder,
poor
con el
man,
arzobispo.
whose head was the only part of him not bound by ropes, bit the finger violently enough to sever it. An uncommonly savage act.
Watson, I am certain that when we have explained the reasons behind this sudden bestiality, we will have revealed a larger part of the mystery. I must compare the samples of earth that I found. And if I mixed this earth with another substance, I can see something.
Agua.
Now it must all be stirred.
Vale.
The samples of earth taken from beneath the fingernail and from the ropes originate from the same place.
How do you know?
It took just a little water to analyze the consistency. The soil has retained its moisture, even though there hasn't been rain in London for over a week.
This soil could come from the bank of a river, or somewhere where the evaporation is slower. A mine, perhaps, or a trench.
The banks of the Thames are clay soil, unlike our samples, so we can rule that out. The nearest mines are 12 miles away, so I would rule that out also. I would therefore conclude your last theory to be nearer the mark.
A trench?
A pit. Watson, bring me your register of the London hospitals.
Studying the scalpel has given you an idea, then?
Indeed.
I'll get it.
A ver, que llevo unos días sin jugar. Creo que examiné las habitaciones, pero no estoy seguro. Coño, ahora. Sí, en verde es que ya está. Perdón. ¿Cómo coño? Ahora. Vale, ahí está. Por si acaso nos daban, me acuerdo que daban esa medalla conforme, joder, otra vez. Perdón. Eso, la medalla conforme hemos examinado la casa, ¿no? Más basura del periodista contra Sherlock.
Read the paper, Holmes.
A ver.
Hospitals and dispensaries in London.
Oh,
I have found my
la
book,
primera.
Holmes.
Good. Put it on the work table, will you?
El otro.
General practitioner? That won't be of any use to me. Female anatomy. I should put this book somewhere else.
Sí, bajo la almohada.
I have found my book, Holmes.
Good. Put it on the work table, will you?
I have found my book.
Good.
No dice nada de la noticia del periódico.
I have found my book, Holmes.
Vale.
Good. Put it on the work table, will you?
Que hay que seleccionarlo primero.
Here is the section showing Whitechapel. I made several notations on these pages during our investigation into the Ripper, which might prove useful. All we need to do is to find a hospital or a public dispensary near a location where pits have been dug and black granite has been used.
It's simplicity itself. I haven't finished my analysis.
Bueno, nos faltaría trastear con la química y... Vale. Pizarra de deducciones. Estoy dudando. Bueno, nos saldría todo en verde después, si todo va igual que con el que jugué. Si hemos hecho bien las deducciones, todo saldrá bien. No. Foso. Sherlock dijo foso. Mira qué monumento. Lo vemos. Esta. La más lógica. Y... supongo que la última.
Now I can make the right decision.
Jaja. Todo bien. Ah, vale, ahora el libro de hospitales. Esta, yo diría que es la segunda, cerca del cementerio. Si es fosa y monumento es lo más lógico.
The public dispensary number 4661. It's just opposite the Whitechapel Street Cemetery.
Yes, Watson.
Normalmente, si no acertáis, no os deja continuar. Saliendo unas cenas que ha salido bien todo.
One of the type they use to lower the coffins into the graves. The granite is minute particles of tombstone.
And he only had to cross the road to steal a scalpel from the dispensary opposite.
Ahora sí, trastear con la química.
I need something. I need something.
Ahora muestra de tierra. Bien,
No,
Sonia.
it is unnecessary.
¿Cómo que no?
I can analyze the chemical composition of a substance here.
Ah, vale, sí, vale, el veneno este, la botella. Lo que le hicieron beber al arzobispo. Vale. Vale, tenemos que ir probando los distintos componentes químicos, imagino. Y... ah, vale, hay una reacción y tenemos... imagino que poner los números... vale, sí. A ver, el azul... 2 blancos, 3 marrones. Azul, 3 marrones, 2 blancos, vale. Verde. 2 marrones, 3 blancos. Se ponen verde los números, imagino que estará bien. Amarillo, 1 azul, 2 verdes. Rosita. 3 marrones, 3 verdes. Venga. Y...
Poison, and apparently
jajaja,
very
victoria.
virulent.
Ah, vale, está aquí la nota. Joder.
Poison. Discreet, efficient, and only detectable via a thorough post-mortem.
Have you been able to isolate the active components, Holmes?
Not with any certainty. This toxic substance surpasses my own knowledge in the field. It is without doubt the work of an expert chemist.
A chemist and a criminal.
As you say, please find my monograph on poisoners of the last 30 years.
General practitioner? That won't be of any use to me.
Vale. Parece que no sale directamente el único sospechoso. Joder.
According to these documents, Hans Schielmann, known as the Rat Killer, was considered the greatest specialist in chemical poison in the
Qué mal
world.
nombre.
Is he at liberty?
Happily, no. He has been held in the high-security wing of London's Westgate prison for many years now.
Then he cannot be the one who concocted the poison.
Don't dismiss him too quickly, Watson. According to Scotland Yard, the man is exceptionally intelligent. For the greatest criminals, prison is but a mere obstacle. Let's plan a little visit to see Mr. Schielmann tomorrow. Let us look at our deduction board, Watson.
Ah, vale. Ahí está. Nos falta ordenar más cosas. Obispo. A ver. Vale, esto ya está. No hay más flechas, está en verde, esto también. Se mordió a sí mismo, sí, correcto. Esto es que ya está más que deducido. Este tiene más lógica. Nada, las descripciones de todo. Esta. Sí, vampiros, claro que sí. Ah, perfecto.
Perfect. Well done, Watson.
Gracias.
Our board is finished. It confirms that the bishop's murderers work for one person, who, amongst other things, possesses a very sophisticated
Es que pensamos igual.
They therefore act for someone more educated than themselves. You remember Wiggins and his gang, the Baker Street irregulars?
Yes, the street urchins, whom you employ upon occasion.
Lacayos de
And
Holmes.
Wiggins is their leader.
Yes. Well, I have hired their services again. I have instructed them to find out the address of the bishop's nephew.
I think he's here.
Hello, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, my young friend, have you found the information for which the good Dr. Watson is going to pay you?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, it was easy.
A Watson siempre le toca
Very
pagar.
well, I understand. Here are a few pennies.
Thanks, Dr. Watson. The man you're looking for lives near Kensington.
Does he live alone?
Yes, but he rents a room for an old lady.
Did she see you?
No, Mr. Holmes, no one saw me.
Perfect. Watson, give our young friend another shilling as a reward for his discretion.
Here we go again. But of course. I'm falling asleep, Holmes. Aren't you tired?
No, I have an exceptional constitution. I can't remember ever having been fatigued by work. Idleness, on the other hand, exhausts me completely.
Qué cabrón.
Go to bed, Watson. The night will be short. We leave at dawn.
Para el resto de mortales es al revés.
Wow, this is a real adventure. It's exciting. I like it better than made-up stories. I want to know what happens next. Keep reading. I'm going to.
Ah, I want to listen to.
Oh, sí, eso es entusiasmo.
My readers must excuse me if I do not describe in full detail here the terrible images which haunted me that night.
I had a sense that something extraordinary would take place, but I was scarcely prepared for the reality of it.
Veremos si es cierto.
Good morning, Holmes. Did you get any rest?
I did not attempt to sleep.
Have you managed to come to any conclusions?
I think that we might follow 3 trails. We can visit Whitechapel to try to discover the identity of the murderers by making inquiries at Dispensary 4661 and at the Whitechapel Street Cemetery.
The poison trail seems more important to me. We should perhaps go to Westgate Prison first to see Hans Shield.
Parece que
Yes.
tendremos
And let us not
varias
forget the
opciones a
bishop's
visitar.
irascible nephew, whose address we now have, thanks to my Baker Street irregulars. I have located each place on our map of London.
Holmes, let me remind you that we still have not been officially instructed to investigate this
3
affair.
lugares parece.
Ah, well, we will just have to hide that small
Bueno,
detail.
esto ya parece que acaba, sí. La próxima partida pues iremos a uno de estos lugares, aún no sé a cuál iré, imagino que no importa. Imagino que habrá que visitarlos todos, así que basta. En todo caso, terminamos y nos vemos en el próximo vídeo. Saludos y a cuidarse.